How are you all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here with me, you're very welcome. And if you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. My name is Chinyere of Juliet Style Glam. If it's your first time here with me, you are welcome. Yes, please. I just wanted to have a difference. Okay, so yes, today, well, the person that brought us here today is Jennifer and Ben Affleck. Now, I don't know if you guys recall, some years, I think about a year or two, I've done a video on J.Lo before, but I didn't specifically sing. I was talking about, the fact that she needed to heal, and taking time for herself and all. And here we are, less than 2 years after her wedding to Ben Affleck. She's done. He's done. I think he's done, not her. Okay, so and why I'm talking about, for me, J.Lo is that person that, is, she has shared her story so many times of how she became who she is and blah 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 blah, which are being refuted as we speak. Well, the story is plenty, but I just want to focus on her and her relationship with Ben Affleck. Now, in subsequent times, we actually did see her, on the red carpet with Ben. And we also notice little bits of rancor and bickering between both of them, which they try to hide, which she tries to hide, because Ben doesn't give a hoot. He does not care. So she tries to hide it, and we also hear Jane Fonda, who tells her, girl, let it rest. PDAs are a normal thing, all right, for those couples who are interested in it. But it was quite noticeable that when she tried to do the PDA thing, it seemed forced. Okay, and then we also know that Jennifer J.Lo got married to Ben just after she quit from A-Rod. I remember I was like, that was fast. I was like, oh, that was pretty fast. She did not. It was like and then at that point I began to ask the question I asked when that happened, when she split from A-Rod, whom she had been dating, and then boom, went straight to Ben and got married. And the question I asked that day was, whom are you trying to impress? That was the question that came out of my lips. Whom am I trying to impress? Who is the person that you want to pepe? That's just what I came out. If you're Nigerian, you understand what I mean. Who do you want to pepe? Who are you doing pepe body for? And when I saw this story for the first time, I won't lie to you guys, I started laughing. I just burst out laughing immediately. I was like, oh God. Because why did I laugh? I laughed because it's beginning to look ridiculous. She's beginning to make herself look very ridiculous, as in, like, come on, she should stop. My top, by the way, is from H&M. I bought this top. This top is over how many years old? I have not worn it. This is my first time wearing it. I bought it from H&M sometime. I bought two similar colors. What they call it? I custom designed the other one. I don't even know where it is now. And I wore that one only once, but this one is my first time wearing it. And one of the reasons I don't like wearing it is because it makes me look big. Okay, so, moving on. And so I'm like, okay, who are we doing Pepe Body for? And for a lot of reasons, I think that, again, I think that J.Lo, she knows how to pick her men. And that's it. She knows how to pick them. And if you don't qualify for whatever she has going on in her calculations, nothing. She and Ben are, pretty, you know, familiar, you know, and here we are again. Then Mark Anthony was also was I think was her first husband or second husband, I don't know, whom she said okay, you know, she wanted to have kids with. And going by how she has moved over the years, it's very obvious that if you ask me, I'll tell you, well, she wanted Spanish babies. She wanted her kids to be Espanol, you know, and that was the purpose for Mark Anthony. Now they have the kids in the bag, Espanol done. We move on to Americas, you know, and then she's moving on to the next one. And so again, my whole issue, not I don't have an issue, please, I beg, it's not my life, but what I'm just trying to say is, especially for a lot of young people out there, is that you see, what she's doing is what you should never do. She has not had any space in between her dating life. She has just moved from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And, you know, you begin to ask, okay, so what is the problem with this person? I'm not asking any other person who she's dated their problem. I'll be asking her, J.Lo, what her problem is. Because I bet you, if I asked her what her problem was, she would not be able to say. She would not be able to pinpoint, because she has not taken time to actually know what her problem is. She wants all at once, and she's doing too much at once. Sometimes you need to, again, I've said this so many times, you need to sit down with yourself, in yourself, for yourself, with yourself, and ask, what is wrong with me? What did I do wrong in this relationship? And then while you're looking at what you did wrong, you can now probably understand why this person or that person reacted the way they did. It feels like it's like she's an ostrich. You know, an ostrich buries its head in sand, you know, rather than confront the danger, they just put their head inside sand and wait until the danger passes, you know. And that's what it feels like. Okay? So, again, whatever it is she's running away from, she needs to sit this one out and heal. There is no need trying to hang on. Okay? She's not had a very amazing career this year. Her concert sales just went down. The movie she did, the documentary about herself, you know, it was just that. It was a musical. You know, again, so many things, you know. I get the hard-working mama jamma thing. I get it. But it's also important. It's also important to question certain things. You know, we also hear the fact that she's actually quite, rude, nasty, and all that. And these are things that you could want to work on as an individual, as a person. Because you need to do that. You need to work on yourself to be able to give your best to another. There is no need, J.Lo, in all honesty, there is no need for you to try to prove anything to the masses. No. We don't need you to prove anything to us. There is no need for you to prove anything. You know, you walk hand in hand with this person, you're doing this. I remember even when she was dating A-Rod, that she had this crazy list of people he could not talk to. It was insane. It speaks a lot about insecurities. So many insecurities that need to be dealt with. Okay? So many insecurities that need to be dealt with. I recall when my husband and I were dating, it was so funny. And I'm just saying because this is tied to being insecure. Remember, I've told you guys that for me, I took my time to be with myself, and thankfully, I'd always had this confidence. People told me anyway, and I know, but I always had this confidence about myself, and you know, it had always been something that had been working for me. So let me go back to the story. So on this day, when my husband and I were still seeing each other, I remember we were still dating, and I went to a store and met another lady, a Nigerian as well. And so I wanted to buy something. It was in winter and it was late. You know, winter, it gets dark very quickly. And then, you know, she comes up to me and she's like, how, we say hi, you know, like, yeah, what's up, you know. And she goes, oh, where is your Sherry, you know, in French. She's like, where's your Sherry? I'm like, he's somewhere, you know. And she looks at me like really weird. I'm like, I think I've told this story before on my channel. And she's like really weird. I'm like, you are there, he's here, you know. I'm like, is there a problem? You know. And she goes, that I'm so comfortable that he's not with me and kiniko. I'm like, he's not a dog. I don't have to have him on a leash. I don't need to put him on a leash. He has things he has to do. I also have things I have to do. We are still going to enter the same house in the end. And that comes from having confidence in yourself and knowing the person that you're with. Okay? If I were to look at J.Lo, I'm like, no, I think she's the one that actually has a problem with, you know, fidelity, not the other people around her. Because you don't need all these rules and regulations and all these things to keep them. Because again, too many rules are stifling. That's why we have laws. But then that's why the law is broken. Because there are people that cannot take it. And then they decide, oh, I'm done. And they will decide to break the law. And then the consequences will be lived. You see? So again, too many rules. There is need for flexibility, you know. And you have to see it that way. I'm not talking about flexibility in having another, no. But you should know yourself well enough and know the person you are with well enough to not to bother with those things. If you were sure about yourself and the relationship you were in. It's that simple. You know, I see a lot of videos where young girls do, you know, they may be skits, I don't know, but they do a lot of crazy things because, you know, in the name of my man and blah, 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 blah. I can't police a man like that. Why? What for? There is no need. Because he's a human being, and that if he wants that thing he wants to do, if he wants to do, he will do it. Just the same way like yourself. Okay, that thing you want to do, you will do it, and nobody's going to stop you. I saw a report where a lady unalived her ex and the girlfriend and the baby, and I'm like, why? What's that person wants? You can't hold someone to ransom. It's not possible. So sometimes, you know, for trust to be given, you need, for trust to remain, to exist, you have to be able to give it. You know. So to J.Lo, I think it's time for you to close shop, face your 2 children, concentrate on your other businesses. You've got a perfume, you've got perfumes, you've got skincare. There are so many things you could be doing, J.Lo. You have a banging body. Tell us how you do it, because many of us are clocking that 50. You know, tell us how you do it. You know, these are areas that you can actually put yourself, you know, into and tell and show your evolution, what you have going for you. I always used to say, I say something all the time, you know, what you can control, take care of it. What you can't control, let it be. Okay? So that's what I'm just saying. So there's so many things you could be doing, J.Lo. You've got amazing skin. Tell us how you do it. What do you eat? If you want to start you know, the foods you eat, because I've seen in one of your old documentaries, while you were preparing for a concert, I saw how you were working out, you know, diligently. I saw that workout and I'm like, wow, this is fire. Because, you know me, you know, we're all in the same boat, you know. I was like, this is fire. And you were going at it. Show us stuff like that. Put it as a new era of J.Lo. Not, let's leave the concerts for now. Put this new J.Lo out for us to see. Let us see this J.Lo that is 50 and fabulous, and how she became 50 and fabulous. That is the story. Because now, after Ben Affleck, will you now go back to Marc Anthony? Abi, you will go back to P. Diddy? Because apparently, because your circle of men have just generally been the same. Ben Affleck is not pretending to anybody. I think let me bring that, side. Ben Affleck is not pretending to anybody. This is a man who's got addiction. Okay, he suffers from addiction, alcohol addiction. He's been open about it. He's been very vocal about it. His ex-wife has been a place of strength to him, okay, and encouragement. But Ben Affleck is Ben Affleck. Tomorrow, he will still bring out one fine film. All of us will watch. He will still carry his money and go home. Ben Affleck has never pretended to be what he's not. That is what I'm saying. So maybe you should be asking yourself, again, who do you want to pepper? Who you the pepper body? That's the question. And on this note, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Do not fail to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys. Hey, and my podcast episodes are coming out on Spotify. Some of them you will see on. I don't know this YouTube podcast skinny. I don't know, because I'm quite confused between creating a separate channel for the podcast, or just put the podcast somewhere, put channel one side, and maybe, because again I don't have the numbers, so I'm just asking myself, maybe I'll just put this podcast and keep it a podcast and then continue on YouTube, and then maybe as time goes on, as the channel grows, you guys, I need your help and your advice. Let me know. I will take it. I will accept whatever advice you give me, because on shame the thing they worry me. And I'll see you guys very soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.